it's like the media is actually turned against them. And
Yeah.
I think, you know, if I were to speculate, because they never cover Trudeau and the Liberals in this way, I would speculate that they know that the Liberals are going down hard because either there's something really big they're hiding in this Chinese interference, election interference thing, or they figure Canadians have had enough. But it's almost like I think they're finally biting the hand that feeds them, knowing full well he and the Liberals are done. And they maybe want to save one, you know, just a shred of credibility so they can continue operating after that government is gone. I don't know, but it's almost what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be. I mean, there's been a lot of damage with trust with the public. And then, of course, I think with all the media bailouts and the unfair, you know, obviously unfair coverage, I think you're totally right. At this point, it's sort of like, oh, you know, they recognize that the way it's always been for the last few years is not the way it's going to continue to be. So, yeah. There's definitely been a shift in the media, and it's impossible to ignore this story. It's massive.
Yeah, well, and then there's a lot of rumors about that the Liberals are going to prorogue Parliament.
Yeah.
So that's kind of to pause Parliament without actually dissolving it. And Harper did a prorogation before. Not for the
So did Trudeau.
Yeah, not for the same reasons, of course. But typically what's at stake for gun owners is typically when a government prorogues Parliament, puts a pause on it, all the bills that are on the table die and have to be reintroduced. Although we did a little bit of research a little while ago and we found out that there's a way for them to bring those bills back at the same point. But I would be surprised if they did that, they would bring C-21 back because it's such a mess.
Oh, no, I think it would actually give them the perfect opportunity because that bill is a flaming dumpster fire. I think it would give them a great opportunity to go back to the drawing table. Not that I want them to do that either, but there isn't a lot of C-21 to be salvaged because don't forget, we're still stuck on talking about G4 and G46, the government amendments. There's still almost 100 amendments to go yet to this bill. And I think almost half of them were tabled by the Liberals. So obviously this is a super flawed piece of legislation. You've got women's groups opposing the red flag stuff. There's going to be amendments about the handgun stuff and the airsoft stuff. And there's not going to be enough left of it to save. So prorogation would actually help with this immensely because they could throw it in the garbage and go back to the drawing table.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we'll see. But those rumors of prorogation are, you know, I heard them a little bit here in Ottawa, but over the last week or so, they've been bubbling up to the surface and I'm hearing it from more and more sources. So, you know, it's hard to say what he'll do. It wouldn't be his first time proroguing, but it's a great way to end investigations, to end legislation that is troublesome, and to start with a fresh, clean slate. So I would not be surprised at all to see him do it.
Well, it's one of the only ways he can save himself right now, right?
Yeah.
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 Anyway, all right.
You don't stand up for your own ability to own and use firearms. Who will? Join the CCFR or donate right now at www.firearmrights.ca.